you opened your first restaurant, and how was your first day?
Very bad.
Oh, very bad.
Yes, very bad. The first couple of days were very, very bad. Couple of weeks were very, very bad. Couple of months were very, very bad. I remember the 4 first months, we were having a loss of 4 to 8,000 euros a month. So this with the first shop, we sat down. We said, this is the amount of the money required, and this is the amount we have. Exactly what is required.
From being an employee to a business owner, is it for everyone? Can
What do you mean?
anyone do that, or do you need a fundamental set of skills that enable that?
I think it's for everyone. You just need to have the mindset.
What is that mindset?
Mindset is how bad can it go?
Manoj, where were you born?
I was born in India. In Rajasthan.
And when did you move to Sweden?
I was 9 years old when we went to Sweden, and that was to Stockholm directly because my father used to have an apartment there in Stockholm, and that was 19. I was almost turning 10, but I was 9 years old. It was 1987 when we went to Sweden. All of us, all the brothers, and
So, when you say all of us, how many family members?
we have 4 brothers.
Hmm.
Jitu, the eldest one, Kamal, the second one, Manoj, me, the third one, and Sonu, Hemant, the fourth one, and my mom. My father went to Sweden 1977. And
Whilst you were still in India.
I was born and he went.
Why?
Actually, I think just to look for a better life, we used to have a family business, and that family business, you see, my father used to have 2 other brothers, and my father realized that it's not going to be enough. One business can't give to 3 different families, and all the families had like three, four children. Before they used to do a lot of children, make a lot of children. So my father realized that, and my uncle, he helped my father to get to Europe. So he came. He came to Las Palmas, to Gran Canaria.
Before Sweden.
Before Sweden, 1977.
Wow.
And from Las Palmas, he got deported because there were inspections and all that. So so they were deported. So what he did was, on the airport, he flew. He went from the airport, took another ticket, and took the flight to Sweden. He didn't know where he was going.
Oh,
Exactly.
he just had to leave.
Yeah, he just
and
had to leave.
Sweden appeared to be.
Yeah, because it was open, and my other uncle who used to live here, he said, "Listen, go to Sweden. Sweden,
Wow.
So anyway, he reached Sweden, and in Sweden, my other uncle used to live there.
Okay, so it wasn't that random.
No. Actually, you see, my uncle told him, "Listen, come to Sweden. How you're going to come, I don't know. But if they're going to deport you, try to take the chance opportunity to escape. Just." And my father said, "Listen, if they deport me, I'll go back to India." He reached Sweden, and there the story started. All the struggles that everybody has done from the beginning.
So before we get to that point, what family business did your father with his brothers have in India?
We used to sell soaps.
Like, you used to manufacture the soap?
Manufacture soaps.
Oh, okay.
Manufacture soaps. And you see, we flew from Pakistan.
In the partition.
Yeah, when the partition was made, from Sindh. Yes, because we are Sindhis. So we came from Sindh to Ajmer, to India, Rajasthan. And you see, we used to be higher class in Pakistan. We used to have our big businesses, lands, properties, and all that. But because of the partition, we had to leave everything. My grandfather, he used to tell us the story. He said, "I left a lot of things behind me. A lot of things. We just had to take what we could take in our heads."
Overnight.
Overnight. That's it. You see what you see now on reels and internet and all that. My grandfather was one of them. So when we came to Ajmer, or when my grandfather reached Ajmer, he had 3 sons, and and one daughter. So he came, he did not have anything, but he took with okay, he had something, he took with him some amount of money that he could take with him. And you won't believe that with that amount of money, half of that money, he bought two houses. So you can imagine how much money they had there that they left, and how much money they could carry along with them.
So we're talking cash,
Cash,
whatever cash they could
cash
fit.
money.
Can we quantify it in today's value?
Yes, I'll tell you. I'll give you an example. In the house I used to live in, Ajmer, okay, there were it was big as Biosphera,
A big
shopping
shopping mall.
center, Biosphera. 1/5 of that,
Okay,
1/5 of that was what he bought for that money.
a land or a house.
No, a house. It was made. So what he did, he made three different parts of that house. So all the three brothers could stay there and all that. And he made a small shop underneath. And he said, "What should we do?" He said, "I know only about soaps." You know?
That's what the business was in
Yeah,
Pakistan.
in Pakistan
As
as well.
in what
Yeah.
turned out to be Pakistan. Listen.
So he started, but he started with my uncle's son. So no, he started with my uncle, and thereafter the business was, it went further with my uncle's son. So we never got integrated in that business. So that was the reason my father, you know, said, okay, let's find the future outside, So we were
Yeah.
never, and I can understand them, because that family has supported us a lot. And what we got, what we didn't get, that's history now, and we don't even, think about it anymore. So that's the reason he, left India behind him.
So do you have childhood memories of that soap shop?
The
Did you ever
shop
work
is
there?
still there.
Oh, okay.
The shop is still there, but now my cousins, they have they have got like three different factories, and they have got construction business, and they have also got, like you have Indalasa here, they have exactly similar,
Okay.
exactly similar. And of course my other uncle, he has got a bigger Indalasa there.
Mhm.
So it's they have developed a lot,
Okay.
but
Okay.
that small shop is still there.
Did you ever work there?
Never, because I was only, I was 9 years old when we left. So
Well, in India.
no. Actually, we had a, we weren't very well off, but we were okay.
Okay.
Our decision, it wasn't our decision to move from India, but we were okay there. We weren't you know on the lower
Hmm.
version of life.
And then you go to Sweden.
Exactly.
Different continent, different language, opposite pole,
That's
different
right.
weather.
That's right.
So, firstly, what did your father find there, or what business did he develop there in order to make such a drastic decision for the full family?
Yes, actually, my father, he started with studying. My father studied. And what did he do? He went into renovations of apartments, but he did not like it. So he went into cooking as a chef. And that was many years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And he became a very good chef of a French restaurant in Stockholm. Still, he couldn't speak very well the language, but he was okay. He was in decent amount of money. Yeah, that's it. So he started there, and we were grown up in that environment, but we never thought that we would go into that type of business. It was, of course, his dream, but we never thought about it.
Was it for you personally, a
Yeah.
9-year-old, 10-year-old, shifting from India to Stockholm? Was that difficult?
Actually, that age you don't have feelings like difficult or unsatisfaction, or you just have new adventure. You see new thing, you get excited, and you just go further. I did not even think about India when I went to Sweden, because my mind was very virgin. It was like, okay, this is what I have to do. It's like you just take a person, you take a child with no knowledge about anything, just take him from one place to another place, and the child will adapt rather than kirai. Because we in India, I don't know if you know about it, but we India, we just adapt. We don't require, we don't have any demands, you know. That's how I felt. And I did not have, maybe after a couple of years when I went back to India for vacation, my parents took me there. And uh, maybe maybe after that first vacation, I had some feelings going on, but then I was already 12 years old. 12, 13 I was reaching. So I thought, okay, this is India and I used to love it, or I still love it, but I used to love it. But now Sweden is my country and it's there. I have to do something if I have to do something. So the thoughts are they were very spread. But you know, eventually the Sweden took over. You know, the Swedish thinking, not Swedish thinking, but Swedish upbringing took over.
And for your mother as well, and for your other brothers, was it as simple as just
I think we all adapted very, very well, the children, but maybe not my mom, because she had all her friends there, relatives, and all that. And you see, when you travel to one country to another country, you see, we are talking about like 40 years ago, 38 years ago, 39 years ago. Money is not what you had a plenty of. So traveling to India from Sweden, it costed a lot of money. So we used to travel every 3 years, every 2 years, or every 4 years. So my mom, she she was like semi depressed about that, but she also came over it. After, you know, time heals everything, as we have heard. So she came over it, but she was the most affected one, I think, not the children. My youngest brother, you know, Sonu, he was only 9 months when he came. So for him, India is not a, it doesn't come on his list. But for us three, we adapted very, very well. And we I used to watch a series when I was younger, chameleon. You know, you have to adapt to the situation.
Mhm.
That's it. And that, I think that's what we did. We did not realize that we are doing it, but now in this age we say, okay, I did that. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So
In retrospect, it becomes like more of a, it gains more importance, right?
yeah, that's right.
And at what point in this story does Lanzarote come in the map?
Actually, my uncle, he used to live here. When my father came to Sweden, my uncle already came to Spain, like maybe 5 6 years before. So if my father came 1977, my uncle came 1970.
Straight to Lanzarote?
Straight to Spain, yes,
To Spain.
to Spain.
Okay.
And he was married to a Spanish lady called Mari. We still have contact with her, and my uncle is no more, so he may rest in peace. So he used to be here. My father used to visit him here. When my father went to Sweden after a couple of years, my father used to take like 1 week's vacation, what all the tourists do, no? And Kamal, my second brother, he never liked Sweden. So he was always telling my father, listen, why don't you send me to Spain? Why don't, and he did not know anything about Spain, but he did not want to stay in Sweden because of the weather and all that, no? So I think Lanzarote connection started there.
You had family over
We
here.
had uncle here living here.
So at what point did you once again decide to go for it? And who did everyone come together? Was it more step by
No,
step?
no. Actually, my brother Kamal, eldest one is Jitu, and after that comes Kamal. After me, it's me, Manoj, and Sonu. Kamal came here before everyone because he did not want to stay in Sweden. So my father said, okay, if you don't like it here, then I'll send you to Spain. See if you can find your future there. And Kamal was only 17 years old when he came here. I'm going to repeat that, but I will start with that. It's thanks to him I am sitting here,
So what did
and
he
thanks to
do?
Jitu, but thanks to Kamal I am sitting here.
So Kamal lands here, 17 years old.
That's right.
I assume he stayed with your uncle, which
Mhm.
was the only string
That's right.
that attaches him or attached him to the island. Then, what does he do?
Actually, first of all, he got crazy when he saw the surroundings.
In a good way or a bad way?
Actually, both, because you see, when you come here, you see the nightlife, you see everything.
Okay.
Okay, so and after that, he focused on his work. He focused on his future, because my father used to talk to him, teach him over the phone that, listen, try to focus on your work, because now you have left Sweden, try to do something with your life and all that. But I think that time here in Lanzarote, the only place there where you could work were small shops, and they were like tobacco liquor shop or electronic shops and souvenir shops. So my uncle, he used to have a souvenir shop in the old town. So he started to work there,
Sales.
sales. Yeah.
And what year was this?
Kamal was 17. Today Kamal is 50. So it's like 37 years ago. No, 33 years ago.
33 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. So it was still the peseta.
Yeah,
It
Paseta,
was
the
okay.
golden time.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. So, at what point do you move over here?
Actually, I was studying in the university in Stockholm, and we used to talk a lot on the phone, me and Kamal. And before me, Jitu went. Jitu came here.
Because he's older. He was
Yeah,
the eldest
yeah,
one.
he was the eldest one. So Jitu and Kamal, they were here. Me and Sonu, we were in Sweden. And I used to study. You see, I thought I'm studying. I'm trying to study well, and eventually I will get a good job, and I'll do very, very well, because things were looking very clear for me. No?
In
Bright, I don't know, clear
in Sweden.
in Sweden. But when you're talking over the phone, when two of the brothers, because we were grown up together in Sweden, they know big Indian society, Indian community, so we were very close to one another. So I thought, oh my God, okay, now these two are gone, and Sonu is here, my younger brother, and let's see what happens. When I was reaching the end of my education, so I was talking to Kamal and Jitu. So I told them, what should I do, because I was feeling a little bit. So why don't you come here? I said, okay, let me just finish what I am doing, and then let's see what happens.
What did you study?
Economics, business. After that, I thought, okay, I start working, because I forgot that conversation with Kamal. Na? I start working as an assistant. But me, Kamal, Jitu, we were always, on the phone talking, and they said, just come here and try. So I said, okay, I'll give 6 months to Lanzarote. Let's see what happens, because I think I would have ended very, very well there as well. I think so, touch wood, thanks to God. So I said, okay, let's try. But I can't leave Sonu behind me, because he was very, very young. Because if I feel that my two brothers are gone, then Sonu will feel the same if I am gone. So, but I explained it to Sonu. That time Sonu, he was 11, I think 10, 11 years old or 12 years old. I don't remember. No, 13. He was 13 and a half or 14. So I told him, I said, listen, I'm going for 6 months. We are going to keep in touch. If you think that you need one of the brothers, you call and we'll come. Because we had very strong bond. He did not understand that. He was very young. After 2, 3 weeks, he realized that I'm alone. But what we did, we had a very, 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 very strong contact with Sonu over the phone every single day. Couple of hours.
Expensive phone calls.
Yes,
no WhatsApp.
It was very expensive. But when Sonu, when he was 15 years old, we tried to buy him the ticket so he can come and visit us every 3 months, every 6 months, whenever he had holiday, because we were three working.
So you come over here. Now it's
came.
three of you here.
Yes.
And were you all working in your same
No.
shop?
No. First of all, when I arrived, the idea was that we are not going to work for anybody. We are going to open our own business. That was the idea. So Kamal said, we have to understand the system first. We have to understand. He said, no problem. It will take us 1 month, 2 months to understand it.
Sorry a minute.
Yeah.
What business? Did you already have a concept in mind? Did you know what you were going to open? Or was it just, let's sort of go with the flow?
We didn't know anything. We did not know anything. We were just saying, where's the demand? What do people want? What does these tourists want? And we thought, okay, is it a souvenir shop? We'll go for souvenir shop. Is it tobacco liquor shop? We'll go for tobacco liquor. Is it electronic shop? We'll go for that. We did not have anything in mind. What we had in mind was that we have to open our own business. That's it.
Okay.
And I think I told Kamal, I said, I still remember it. I said, if we don't open anything in 6 months, I'll go back. That was the condition. It took us 11 months to do that.
Wow. And what was that business finally?
The first business was electronic shop, and from there we, souvenir shop. You sell small things, and from there we expanded.
So, where did you get the funds to open that first business?
I think the knowledge that Sweden gave us, because you see, when I used to study there, we were a group of students who used to, in those days, it was a company called Manpower in Sweden. It was a consultancy company that helped companies to grow, helps companies to make money, or maybe open outlets, and to help them. So I used to do practica there, practice. I used to learn how they do it and what a person should think about and all that. But the university gave us the knowledge of the finance department, how we should require the money, how we can get the money. So what we used was the bank. Went to the bank, put the security that we want to open. And here in Spain, thanks to Spain, here in Spain it was very easy to get loan. You call it Polisa, Polisa de negocio.
Okay, so it's like a credit line.
Yeah, we opened a credit line. Yes.
So, what year was this?
I reached here 2000, I think. Yes, and that was 2001 end or 2002 beginning.
So I asked the year because it was that transitional moment where the peseta disappears, the euro comes in. A lot of things changed then.
A lot of things, but we were lucky because I think I still remember our first loan. That was our credit. That was 5 million pesetas, which was 30,000 euros.
So what? How much guarantee did the bank ask for back
Nothing.
then? No guarantee.
No guarantee.
So you have three.
Just the new Kamal.
So you have three young men who are not even born in that country.
No.
I suppose your Spanish language was not the best.
No.
And they just gave you 5 million pesetas credit loan.
30,000 euros. It was because of thanks to Kamal and of course Jitu as well, because they came here before me, and they created a small type of positive aura, and in that way, I just want to say that they created a small energy. And you see, everything works with energy. If you create a positive energy, the answers will be yes, the answers will be positive. But I think if I see this operation from the bank's point of view, I think we were the best investment for them, because we are between our 20 and 30 years old. We are willing to work. They see us every day. They have our accounts. They see the rolling in the account, and they say, okay, these are hard workers. 30,000 euros, even if they are making 10% every month or 20% every month. So you see, banks, they always go after one cuadro, no? One way of calculating risk calculation, your risk management. No? So I think it was an opportunity for the bank as well. I think so.
Don't you think banks have become nowadays less emotional, and when they go through the risk analysis, now it's more like evidence proof rather than if he or she is hardworking?
Very right, very right. It's a big difference now, and but still, I personally think still, if you are a hardworking person and if you can prove that you will reach your objective or your result, I think banks still today will give you the money. I think so, because that's their job. You see, bank, they make money on it. How can they not sell you the product if they open the shop of selling this product?
Right.
So it's way of how you present your idea, and how you go further with your operation. Nowadays, if you buy a land, for example, land you have to acquire with your own money, for example. But after that, if you want loan to build up on this land, you have to show the progress all the time, and each progress will be funded from the bank. So same thing when it comes to small operations. Suppose if you need 30,000, 50,000, or 100,000 euros, let's talk about 50,000. If you need 50,000 euros, you have to demonstrate that you are making some amount of some percentage of that money every month. You have to show the bank that the idea you have can generate what the cost will be for the money, the rent for the money what the bank takes from you. So if you present it in a good way, in these years I have realized one thing, or we brothers we have realized one thing: everything depends how you present your idea. It's not, you forget how the idea is, it can be a shit idea. If you just present in a good way, you will get the result.
What did you invest the 30,000 euros in?
It was I remember the company was called Hovi, Aluminium Hovi. It was a Spanish guy, and his name was Roberto. Basically, we needed the money to put furniture in a shop. In the shop, we got the shop. We just needed to put furniture, buy some merchandise to fill up, fill the shop. So the bank gave us the money, but bank said, "Listen, you bring me the bills, and we'll make the transfers." So this is how it works. Or if you have the credit account, but it's later on that you get more authority over the credit line that they open for you. No? But in those days, we had to show all the bills, so we could transfer the money to, every person that we are buying services from. So it's there we invested the 30,000 euros, or 5 million pesetas.
Did you invest everything?
We were zero from the first day.
Okay. Sounds very risky. Sounds
Yeah.
like a bit of a sleepless night, maybe. How was the first day of operation?
Actually, very good.
Okay.
Very, very good. It was unexpected, but because we were already good salespeople, we knew what to sell, how to sell, and our language skills were very, very high. All brothers, still today we speak more languages, as you also do. Uh, but it was shocking for us. From first day we are making boom, and that was blessings, I think, from God.
So that's a souvenir shop,
Yeah,
but
souvenir and small present articles.
the your family business situation nowadays is very different.
Yes, yes.
It's completely different,
Yeah.
actually, because you own the first, we can say,
Yeah.
Indian restaurant chain of the island.
That's right. No, there were
And
one more person, respected person, who used to have Indian restaurant, and we were the second one. But he were handling the restaurant with not a lot of effort. So you can say that we were the first one dedicated people in the Indian restaurant.
okay, so several questions on that.
Yeah.
And I suppose your father, being a chef, had some influence, but your father wasn't working in the first
No.
restaurant.
Actually, what happened was my father, our father, he gave us the courage, and he gave us, of course, the money needed. Not all the money, but some part of the money he gave us as well. Thanks to him. You see, I think it's because of Kamal that we started restaurant business, and he were very integrated in that. I was like a bookkeeper, I was more like with the books, and G2 was also like me with the books or with the marketing. But Kamal was the person who was the action person. He was the one who said, "Okay, let's go for it."
Did he have any experience?
No. How did he do it?
Was he a chef? Did he know how to?
No, I tell you that story as well. First of all, thanks to Kamal, we started. Second of all, um, in Sweden, my friend, he used to have couple of restaurants.
Indian?
And yes, Indian restaurants. And I called him. I said, "Can you do us a favor?" He said, "Whatever you said," because we had very good friendship. You see, even in Stockholm, if you go, uh, it's 2 million people living there now. We knew a lot of people there as well because you are young, you go out a lot and you talk to people and you get, He said, of course, I will help you. What help do you need? I said, my brother is interested. He will come. You just show him around, show him, give him the know-how of the restaurant.
Okay.
I said, we have the investors. We just need to have the knowledge. We don't have the knowledge. So my father was also there. So my father was a French chef, not an Indian chef. So my father, he gave support to Kamal, and my friend, he gave him the full entry to his restaurants. Plus, Kamal, he went to Fuerteventura as well because my uncle, he was there.
Okay.
And he had a restaurant already. So you see, Kamal, he went to Sweden, he went to Fuerteventura, he got all the knowledge. And thereafter, we sat down and we said, listen, should we take the risk? Like we took the risk with the first shop, we sat down, we said, this is the amount of the money required, and this is the amount we have, exactly what is required. Should we go all in? That's what we did. We went all in the restaurant line as well.
So all the savings from the souvenir shops is what you use to then expand or diversify into the restaurant.
That's right.
And what made you think that this is what the market wants? Was there a demand for Indian food specifically?
Actually, we realized that things weren't done correctly.
Things were not done correctly.
Exactly. And we thought maybe we can, contribute in a different way. And but to contribute in a different way, we need to have proper knowledge, because you see, when you go in some new business, any new business, you have to have some knowledge, because it's not okay, I'm interested to open a restaurant. It doesn't work like that. You have to know what you're doing. And at least in my point of view, you have to know about the product you are selling, not only sell. Nowadays, of course, if you delegate everything, if you have the support of the money, you don't have to know how to cook or how to, you don't have to have the knowledge. You can delegate everything and you can run a restaurant, because nowadays all the departments are available to, buy services from. So nowadays I think it's a lot easier than before. But those days we had to have the knowledge, so we just required the knowledge, and thereafter we went into that. But of course, it wasn't done correctly, what we saw.
So you opened your first restaurant, and how was your first day?
Very bad.
Oh, very bad.
Yes, very bad. The first couple of days were very, very bad. Couple of weeks were very, very bad. Couple of months were very, very bad. I remember the 4 first months, we were having a loss of 4 to 8,000 euros a month.
This was Indian Zaffran in the old town.
That's right.
Such a big loss. And in retrospect, why do you think that was?
I think, you see, we just opened the restaurant. You see, we never made some marketing, or we never talked to people, or we never tried to convince people to come. Because you see, before days, 25, 26 years ago, you see, word of mouth were a better marketing than anything else. But we realize also one thing, that maybe Spanish people, they're not aware of this cuisine. 25, 26 years ago, they always thought maybe Indian food is spicy food, picante. So we never thought about it. But eventually, with time, we got to know about what was the problem and how we could solve it. But after 4 months, the restaurant climbed. And why we did not do business these 4 months? Because English and Irish tourism wasn't there these 4 months, and we did not know about it. Like, they were there, but not a big quantity of it, because we were in a Scandinavian season,
Winter.
But after 4 months, I remember exactly, because we were losing money, thinking, oh, what's going to happen now? Because we just blew all the money we invested in it.
Did you invest your own funds, or did you also go to the bank?
No, we went to the bank as well, and we invested, because you see, opening a restaurant, it costs money today, and it was costing a lot of money before as well.
Where does the main investment go when you open a restaurant?
I think main investment goes into the location.
So you
position of the property. And
so
thereafter,
what cost would that be?
I think you see the first local we opened the restaurant in, we bought it.
Okay,
So we,
mortgage.
yeah, mortgage was apart from the down payment of, because we never knew that we were going to open a restaurant there. The opportunity was there. We bought it, and we were young. We were very young. I remember 24 years old, 25 years old. So what we thought that okay, we'll just buy it, and property in the main street is good. Always it will flourish. No? So we just okay, that was the main cause. But suppose if you're not buying a property, suppose if you're acquiring a property in Portal Carmen in Avenida, then of course you need to pay the position, the goodwill of the property.
So does that come in the form of rent, or because
It comes in the form of rent.
fixtures are the same
Yeah.
regardless?
I think it comes on the rent, in the rent, or it comes as fondo perdido. It comes like that. But I think mostly people do it in the rent. Instead of, suppose if the rent should be 2,000 euros, they'll say okay, the rent is 2,600 euros, for example.
Hmm.
That's a very general example.
Okay. So you after your fourth month, the restaurant starts.
Went very well. We
So-
had queues, big queues.
So all three of you were working in the same restaurant,
Only Kamal, because we were running other
the
businesses.
souvenir.
Shop, big souvenir shop we were running. We had two of them.
So Kamal was in the kitchen.
Actually, no. Kamal never went into the kitchen from the beginning, but he had all the knowledge. He had all the knowledge of doing it. The thing is, we had a very, very good chef. A very, very good chef. Even if he comes today, he's really worth it. He's really worth it. His name was Pawan. They were Indian restaurant, opened here, closed, called Bombay Sapphire many years ago. The chef from Bombay Sapphire, he lost his job, and we were exactly on that time of opening our restaurant. So we said, if you want, you're very welcome here. And that was also like a blessing. He came, and he was a very good chef.
Was that the first employee you hired?
Yeah.
In the souvenir shops, you didn't have.
Yeah. In souvenir shop, we had 6-7 people working.
Okay.
And thereafter, first employee, no, it will be first employee in the restaurant.
In the restaurant.
Yeah.
There's like I'm not going to say a saying, but there's a feeling that restaurants are very risky because you rely on one particular professional, which is the chef. We have many restaurants here on the strip, and just the thought of the head chef leaving might cause the business to fall or to collapse. What's your thought on that?
I think lack of systems.
So that happens if there's no system in place.
That happens if the system is not in place because you can't reproduce what he was producing. But if you have a system, you can reproduce what he was producing. So it doesn't matter who's going, who's coming.
So explain the system.
You see McDonald's. Why is the burger? Why does burger have same taste all the time? Because there's a system behind it. Suppose McDonald's has got 11 stations, for example. Because I think we did a study in Sweden in the university about McDonald's. 11 or 12 station is had. So what is every station is taught in a different way. And they have got a logbook. They have got a protocol to go after. It can be anything. So I think that of course you can fail anyway, because you see the personal touch that a chef has, maybe the second chef doesn't have it. But these are the things that you have to take in account, because we can't control exactly everything. Of course, we might lose 5% of the customers, but that's the risk you have to take, because nowadays nobody is here forever. You have to just think, okay, thank you for your time and God bless you. Have a good life.
I think in the example of McDonald's, fast food is different to Indian food.
That's right.
I think Indian food is a lot more elaborate, a lot
right.
more condiments, ingredients, spices. It's much more niche, more special.
That's right.
Whereas a McDonald's is more assembly line, and sort of anyone can do the job, right? Which
That's right.
is take it out from the fryer at 3 minutes and etc. But can you train a chef to become a head chef, or can you
Actually,
train someone, sorry, to become a
actually,
head chef?
there, Kamal, he's got the main role there because whenever a good chef has left us, he has gone inside and showed the new one. Listen, I want it like this. Can you produce it like this?
Okay.
And now somebody else has replaced Kamal, for example.
Hmm.
So you see, it's not a system, but you can call it as a system, because the thing is, it can't be taught. Yes, but the thing is, you see, we can teach skills to a new person, but we can't change his attitude. So everything depends on how that other person receives the information and the knowledge that we are trying to give. But our job is, of course, we get affected when a chef goes, we get affected. But getting a new chef and thereafter teaching him, that takes, maybe it's a process of 2 to 6 weeks, depending on how fast the other person is. And so these 2 to 6 weeks, these are the crucial weeks. Maybe you might lose 5 to 10% of the sale. But nowadays, marketing, Instagram, TikTok, they push you that sale. They give you that sale anyway, which I have been learning about recently,
Hmm.
because before I wasn't so much involved in it. Actually, it was a lot of ignorance, but now we are getting into it.
You have to,
Yeah, yeah.
especially with the
There's no,
younger generation.
there's no choice. There's no choice. We have to do it.
What do you remember as the most challenging decision you, as a group, had to take in those early days, or a difficult decision?
Yeah, you see, taking a decision and not knowing what's going to happen was the worst thing. For example, when we opened Zaffran, Indian Zaffran, we did not know how it would go, but we invested a lot of money in it. Only thinking of that was our father's dream, and we are going to do it. That's it. That's the only thing we had in our head. That okay, my father wanted to open his own restaurant, and we are going to do it.
So you didn't have a plan B, emergency plan. So it was literally all in.
Still today, okay, we are, you know, all the brothers, we are above 50, for example. So we think differently now. We do our calculations more efficiently. And when you are young, you don't have a family, you don't have to think about anything, so you say, okay, let's go for it. And even if you lose all the money, no problem, we'll do it again, because that's a game.
Hmm.
But now it's not a game anymore, because you have got other people behind you. And you know how about our Indian thinking is that we have to give good future to our children.
Always, of
Always.
course. So what was that hardest decision that you had to take? One that you remember specially?
I think
Was it that in itself? The let's just invest all our money into this restaurant?
no, I think the first decision was the taking the shop,
Hmm.
the souvenir shop. That was the
Oh, that one.
toughest decision. Why? Because you see, when you go from being worker to being your own boss, that was the hardest decision for us, because those days motivational speaker weren't there on the internet. Otherwise, if I would have listened to these motivational speakers 25 years ago, I would have said, okay, let's go for it, no problem. But taking that step, not knowing what's going to happen, and giving all in, and taking loan of 5 million paseta, which is equal to 30,000 euros, that was the hardest decision. Because you see, there was one person, I will mention, I won't mention his name, but there was one person who, he said, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, to all the brothers.
Was he a business owner?
He was a business owner.
Okay, so he probably knew what he was
Yeah,
thinking about, or he believed in you as well.
yeah. He said, what will go wrong? You will be on the street. You are on the you're already on the street. So he was like very straightforward about, come on, do it. So I think thanks to him, and I think thanks to, I will say, Mr. Kamal, my brother, thanks to him, and Mr. Jitu, thanks to them, that we took that decision, and that went well. Otherwise, you see, after 11 months going from worker position, going into being owner, I think it's too early, and it went well. Thanks, thanks to God.
Breaking that cycle
Hmm.
from being an employee to a business owner, is it for everyone? Can
What do you mean?
anyone do that? Or do you need a fundamental set of skills that
Ah,
enable that?
I think it's for everyone. You just need to have the mindset.
What is that mindset?
Mindset is that how bad can it go? What's the worst thing that can happen? Will I be able to survive in that situation? If I will be able to survive, if I've got children, if I will be able to feed my children, for example, then it's worth taking it. And if you don't take it, you regret it your whole life. I think personally, this is for everyone. And the person who's waiting 5 years, 10 years, I think is becoming, big mistake, very big mistake. Because even suppose if my daughter comes to me, or if my nephew or my niece comes to me, uncle, I want to open a business, or papa, I want to open a business. Even if I know they will fail, I will say go for it.
Why?
Experience. Because why do you want them to go after your choice literally? Why? Let them make the mistake. How much will we lose? Little, small amounts, bigger amounts, but the amount that they lose, for that money they will learn the platform of doing business. Because today, even if you go to business school, there's a very good book called What They Don't Teach You in Harvard Business School. Yeah, I read it like many years ago, maybe 20 years ago I read it. And they say clearly there, take the risk, burn the bridges behind you, burn all the bridges behind you. You want to do it, do it. Because you see, losing couple of €1,000 will give the child the experience he won't or she won't get in the whole lifetime. And once they get this experience, second business or third business will definitely go well.
So, what was your biggest failure and your biggest
A
lesson?
lot of failures we have had. I
Give,
think my personal biggest failure, it was in Sweden. I was very young, I invested money in something that I wouldn't have invested. I lost 80% of it. And that was my biggest failure. But here in Lanzarote, I think biggest failure would be we tried to copy someone. We tried to copy someone. And I still, today, even today, I regret it that we did it. There was a very there was a very famous franchise called Smoy. We okay, we did not copy it, but we established something similar,
mhm. Frozen yogurt.
frozen yogurt. And you know what? We went all in there as well. And you see, Smoy investment was maybe say €100. We invested €300. Why? We wanted to make it big. We wanted to make it fleshy. We wanted to make it the best. We did not have sale for 3 months.
Why do you think that is?
I personally think wrong zone we opened, because the footfall was not that high. Because if you want to sell frozen yogurt, you need to have a lot of people circulating in that zone, because the item cost is very low, say 250. So you, to make a sale of €500, you need 200 people, for example. So I think 200 people, they were only circulating 50, 60, 80 people. And the second biggest mistake we did it, we gave it away.
What does that mean?
That means that we sold the whole concept to someone else.
Okay.
We did not change it. We did not try enough. So that's why when you ask me, is this for everyone? I said, listen, try, fail, and try again. Because it does not matter if you fail, but if you don't try, that's what matters, because you never tried. And we are very even today, all brothers, we said we would have tried, because now we know that we would have done it. But of course, if we see that situation is not good, location is not good, then we'll remove that. We just take it away and give up and say thank you very much, and we'll try someone else, somewhere else. Yeah? So yeah, I think everybody should try. Everybody should at least take, not once, not twice. They should try all the time. Of course, always when your pocket allows you.
Hmm. you had the backing of an established business
Yeah,
by
yeah,
now, so that gave you the
the power.
freedom,
Yeah,
right? So fast forward a little bit. Now you have 4 restaurants,
five.
5 restaurants on the island. Sorry, um, there would be one in Playa Blanca, one in
Yeah.
Puerto Galero,
Yes.
Costa Teguise,
Yes.
and here
Two.
2.
Two. We had three here, but we gave it away. We had six before, but we made it to five.
Okay. Um, Now you, as in you jump from running a single restaurant unit to now a network of restaurants.
Okay.
What changes in terms of management? Because now you need not one but 5 chefs or 5 head chefs.
That's right.
You need not 3 but maybe 30 waiters.
That's right.
So you spoke before about systems. So how is it that you can manage to run 5 or even 10 or 15 is very scalable restaurants, because you have the same two arms. In
That's
fact,
right.
you have a few more years on your shoulders. So how is it done?
I think because of help from brothers, because we help each other a lot, and apart from that, we are learning, still learning to delegate responsibilities, and we are still learning to give importance to people who can do our job instead of us. Because mostly people delegate, but they don't give the delegation to the managers. For example, they don't give them the free hand to take decisions. And you see, that is what we are working on right now, that we need to learn about it, because we don't come from the old school, but I will still say that we come from the old school, that we want to do everything ourselves. And there's a franchise called Preti.
Pret a manger,
Yeah, that's right.
the coffee,
Coffee
and
franchise.
all
Yeah.
the snacks and
So we were sitting there, and my daughter asked me a question. She said, Papa, this coffee shop, where it was in another place as well, and another place as well. I said, yes. So how do they manage it? I say, I don't know. Maybe they have on each station they have a person who's responsible. I say, yes. So then we were talking about it. And I thought it was a good question, and that was like many years ago, 12 years ago. I think my daughter, she was 13 years then. No, she was 12, and this was 10 years ago. So you see, I try to explore that. You see, these type of big franchise, they have got a system that they go after. They have got responsibility that they divide. They have got, you see, they have got system that give the manager the chance to take the decisions and take the responsibility. And if that decision is wrong, it's okay. Because even if I would have been there, my decision or Kamal's decision or Jeetu's or Sonu's decision would have been wrong. So we are all humans, we can make mistakes. So we have to have this space of forgiving, or maybe not being very harsh on these people when they do mistakes. Because you see, if you want to get somewhere, you need to replace yourself, and that replacement can only be made with delegation, and delegation can only be made if you give the right to make that person so he can make the decision.
so what is your structural sort of management hierarchy now? So you have 5 restaurants, you have sort of the brothers on the top, or is there one decision maker?
Actually, you see, always we make decisions together. See, we see a problem, we have got a WhatsApp group, or we see each other, we take the decision that way. But the difference between taking decision before and taking decision now is more rapidly, more fast. We don't think that much. And suppose if the decision is wrongly made, for example, then these are the things that happens. I mean, if you tell me to clean a floor, I can maybe clean everything, maybe I will miss a spot. you know so You have to make a personality of, okay, one spot is missed, no problem, tomorrow we'll cover that as well, no problem at all. So you see, everything about, you see, taking decision is made among us, because still we don't think we are a big company. So still we can be, we can personalize the decisions. But of course we have got people in each restaurants who take the responsibility of the each place that they are on.
So each restaurant has a manager,
Manager, yeah, that's right.
and sort of if we draw it on a paper, you have what would be the next sort of layer.
You see, manager, one manager for the whole restaurant, and thereafter you have people working in the kitchen, people working outside. If they need to communicate, if they need to say something, they will say that to the manager, and the manager will communicate to us through WhatsApp, through and if we see that that decision can he can make himself, then we say, you take the decision, you do it.
How many people in total work in Zaffran Group?
I think it goes up and down, but I personally think is between 50 and 60,
Okay,
if not 70 or 80, I don't know, but I think 50, 60
that's
will
a
be.
lot. Yeah, average of
Yeah,
10,
yeah.
12 per restaurant. Going back to the decision making process, has a decision been made that you weren't agreeing with?
You see, if you ask especially me, I'm a very compromising person. It does not matter what I have to say. If I see that decision which is made or which we are going to make is not very well made, then I'll put a small comment that, listen, I think you should think again, like that. But you see, the main decision comes from Jitu and Kamal. I I only guide them. I say, listen, what you have decided is perfect, but I would add this as well, or I would remove this from here. I'm like more like an observer rather than a decision maker.
So if they agree to take your observation
Yeah.
into account or not,
Yes.
will you have a problem in case that they don't?
To be honest with you, no, because I am a person. I personally, I will only talk about myself. I'm a person that, you see, our objective and goal, if it is the same, then it doesn't matter what type of complication we have in the path. It doesn't matter, because you see, we know our objective is the same, we know our goals are the same, know our expectations are the same. So you see, being heard all the time is not important, getting there is important. Suppose if we are in the woods and we need to get to our destination, maybe I am tired to take the decision, maybe you can guide me, or maybe you are tired, maybe I can guide you, or maybe, you see, the guidance that you have given me is maybe the wrong one, and is delaying for us to reach our destination. So you see, I have got two choices. If I insult, then I will put myself in that situation that I haven't improved it. We will reach after the delayed time anyway. But what I have done is I've destroyed my relationship. So you see, everything is about how you respect and what you expect from the relationship, rather than, you see.
Have you always had this mindset? Because it seems like this wisdom has come with time. I don't expect, a 20, 22-year-old thinking in those terms.
Actually, I think, you see, when I was 18 years old, we used to do a lot of investments in stocks in Sweden. We were three friends. We were doing that. I think there were two Swedish friends that I have. God bless them. They taught me a lot. And you see, I remember from those days, I was that kind of person that I always evaluated what people had to say. And if I saw something wrong, I said, listen, I think, for me, not giving technical information, for me, giving fundamental information is very, very important. Because sometimes when decisions are made, people only go after technical information, or people only go after speculation. But what I do is I'll say, listen, here are the fundamentals. You see the fundamentals, and thereafter you think again. If you still think that this decision should be made, I'm with you. But 99%, they change it. Why? Because they see the real picture of it. Suppose if I ask you or you ask me where should we open the next, and suppose we are partners, and maybe you can see what I can't see. Maybe you have a friend that has the information about the zone, for example. Maybe I don't have it. So the decision I'm taking today can affect our future. But if you, while I'm taking the decision, if you tell me, listen, Manoj, I think we should do different way because I have got this information. Now it's up to you. I really respect you. You tell me what to do. So now my job is to listen to you or not listen to you. So if you don't listen to me, then if you have a personality of saying okay, no problem, then everything is good. If we fail, suppose we made one operation in Costa Teguise where we failed many years ago. That wasn't a restaurant, that was a shop. And you see, who took the decision, it really doesn't matter, because once the decision is taken, all the partners are responsible, not one.
But it's difficult.
Yeah, yeah.
Ego is something that a lot of big businesses have fallen because of ego. I mean, it's a cancer that can have a destructive impact on.
Impact. I think you're very right, and I've seen that as well. Uh, I think maybe I think so. Maybe we are grown up in an environment where we only had each other. So we have gone through a lot of ego problems. So we have come over everything, you know. So I think you see, like you come over a person, like you come over a business, or like you come over a relationship. Same thing, you can also get over the ego thing. You can do that. Many people, they have got FOMO about fear of missing out. They have got FOMO of this guy is investing there, I'm not investing. I should do this. He's doing it, I'm not doing it. I'm getting behind. You see, or you can think like that. No problem. Today, maybe right now is not my moment. Maybe I need to think again, make a strategy, and thereafter do what I have to do. I don't need to follow anybody. Suppose a company makes 100 operations a year, and another company makes 50 operations a year. They don't care about who's making what. They only care about their objective. Same thing in our relationship as brothers. We are three brothers or four brothers, and our relation is like we have got same goal and same objective. So if someone has got ego, the other one, straighten him up. Don't worry, it's okay. So you have to have that understanding among the partners. And mainly the very important thing is that private life is one section, business life is another section. That's it. And in business, what is our motto? To expand or maybe to reach our goal. Private life is being good brother, being good father, being good husband, or whatever relationship we are talking about. But here is only one thing: grow. And meanwhile, we are taking the decision. If that decision has went sour, it hasn't worked. It's okay, no problem. We have failed many times. We have failed maybe in only in Lanzarote. I think we have failed 3 to 4 times, but big.
People struggle separating the
Yeah,
whole personal and business side,
that's right.
especially in family businesses,
That's right.
which are run, like in your case, by siblings. If I'm not mistaken, but even the richest man in Asia, him and his brother, they had a fallout, even though they have grown to heights that they are writing because no one has been able to. Ego and it's very difficult to separate those things
It
in
is
general.
actually, it sometimes, yes, but it depends how much importance you give to this.
Mm.
Suppose if your fame is more important than the relationship, then of course it will be difficult for you. Okay, so everything depends on that. Suppose if you are married today, and if you give more importance to your company and not to your relationship or your wife or to your son or to your daughter, what will happen? You will lose one thing, either one or the second one? What
Mm.
will you lose? What do you prefer to lose?
Yeah.
So it's there you have to make up your mind. What do I want to lose? You see, people do a to-do list every night, for example, what they need to do in the morning. And in the to-do list, there are two ways of doing it. Three most important things that I have to do, or three less important things, but these three less important things are also very, very important to do. For example, same thing in relationship and business. You need to prioritize what you give the number one position to. And if you give position only to your fame and your ego, then being in a partnership is the worst thing you can do. You see, when you, I haven't done that, but I think it will be written that way. What I think it will be written way, the way. You see, if you Google partnership, it tells you exactly what that means. That means being together, dividing something with each other. Same thing comes with decisions, mistakes, fail, or success. You are, you know, partner in everything. That's it. You see, that is why most of the partnership they go so. It's only because of you have to make up your mind. You see, once you have made up your mind, that's it. Then you know that my target is this. If he does anything wrong, it's okay. If I do anything wrong, he thinks I'm okay. Complications are always there, but you need to have the mindset to fix it. Everybody, they have arguments at home, but they always fix it.
Hmm.
Maybe if 100 people get married, 5 are divorced, for example. 95 are still trying. It doesn't mean that they are not ready for the divorce.
Well, that on that topic is a different topic, but the statistics are much higher, by the way.
Okay.
Um, if we talk about what attributes each of your brothers or your partners bring to the table, how would you sort of so what do you bring to the table? What does Kamal bring? And how does that make the perfect recipe?
You see, when we started this, we realized one thing: the specialization of each of us. So the tasks are divided that way. Suppose if Jitu is good in marketing, or maybe is good with handling the wholesalers, or maybe is good in banking, he does that. Kamal is maybe giving formation to new people, interviewing people, or maybe um, handling the maintenance department and all that. He does it. Me, for example, if I am good in handling paperwork, or maybe checking the taxations, or maybe doing the accounts, maybe I'll do it. And when I am not there, they take over my department. So we have got rotations as well.
Why is that important?
I think that is important. So everybody has got a know how about what's happening in the company,
Hmm.
for example. So I think that is very, very important. And slowly, we are learning how to delegate these tasks as well, because you can't be there all the time. And everything depends on what you want to do. If you want to expand like 100 business more, or if you don't. Today's date, 2026, we don't know what's going to happen in 5 years because of AI. We don't know that. So you see, taking harsh decision is the worst thing. Being conservative, maybe yes, because of the age, maybe doing something new. Okay, we'll explore it, we'll take education in it, take knowledge in it, and we see what happens. But when it comes to how we divide and how we do our job, if you're good in something, do that. Suppose among brothers, if I'm good in something, I'll do it. I'll say, listen, guys, I can do this. Suppose if we need to go and negotiate something. Suppose if I'm good at it, in it, I'll say, listen, let me take this. I'll fix it. I'll give you good result. So the confidence has to be there from the other partners or brothers that, okay, don't worry, you go ahead, you do it, for example. So everything depends on confidence again, liability again, and giving trust to each other. Everything, sociedad limitada, this, association between two, three, four, five, 10 people, or you see it. You see, everybody has got different way of thinking. You see, you need to understand how to find the right frequency of every person and individual. It It can be a customer, it can be your wholesaler, or it can be your partner or brother, or it can be your wife. You need to find a frequency. Don't tell me that we have to check, you have to put a USB cable in us and check if this is compatible or not. It doesn't happen.
Mhm.
It comes with time. So I think, and time, as I told you, we have had each other only in Sweden. So that time we passed away.
Hmm.
Many partnership, maybe they don't work, I think, or maybe they work also. They handle this time of seeing the compatibility with each other. Husband, boyfriend, girlfriend,
Hmm.
they see the compatibility.
Right.
2 3 4 years thereafter they get married or whatever they do. So these compatibility time, that is very, very important. And if you have had it in early age, then that's perfect.
You touched a little bit on AI.
Yeah, yeah.
So my opinion is that AI is a revolution for our world, um, for all the businesses and for all the people.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think, or how is it? Because it's so quick and so developed that I think we should stop talking about it like something in the near future because it's happening right now. Yesterday there were Olympic Games with AI, sort of AI robots. They did a 100-meter sprint, and a robot has beaten Usain Bolt's record. So they are better at us physically as well. So, what impact do you think AI will have in hospitality, and do you see it as a threat or as an opportunity?
Okay, I'll answer your second question first. You see, when calculator was introduced, it was so small. You know how was the before one?
Vaguely,
You know how big it was?
yeah.
10 meters. It was a machine of 10 meters that did the calculation. So when we came to this format, the users had two options: having this 10-meter machine at home, or in the office, or in the factory, or wherever, or buying the small one. They adapted. They went to the smaller version and they realized that, oh my god, this is perfect. I don't have to have a bigger thing, it doesn't take time. And instantly it gives me the answer. Same thing with AI. I personally think we need to adapt it. We see this as a threat. Might be, might be a threat. But meanwhile, why don't we learn to use it properly? Rather than, oh shit, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Nothing is going to happen. Nothing. If something is, you know, going to happen, you can't stop it. But you can be involved and take uses of that. Because what's going to happen in 5 years, we don't know. But one thing is going to happen: people who don't adapt AI, they are going to be washed out.
So how can you or how are you adapting AI in your restaurant business?
To be honest with you, we have been a little bit late in that sense, but we are beginning and adapting and we are learning. I think when it comes to management, organizations, planning, statistics, statistics, and also uh, how we can improve our business, we can use AI. But when it comes to three important things: service, human touch, and taste. You see, AI can make a machine that can make the plate that we are producing, but that will be accurate. That, but if one chef comes, he can put his personal touch, and the human body or tongue or brain is used to the personal touches. Suppose, why are you attracted to one girl and not the other one? Because the first one looks better? No, sometimes the first one doesn't look better, but you like her more. It's a personal touch that she has got. Same thing comes to our branch or our business, our food. You see, it depends how you present it, what taste you give. Of course, if you are like a big franchise, then you'll put a big machine that will produce and all that. Perfect, that will work very well as well. It's not like that it won't work, but the availability will be bigger for that. But if you are giving the personal touch, even if you have a very small restaurant, a very big restaurant, but if you are giving the personal touch, you will have people eating with you all the time.
But from a financial point of view, you said you have it fluctuates, but you have between 50 and 70 employees, I
Yeah.
suppose, depending on the season. Um, I don't think it's a far fetched idea that there will be humanoid robots or even robots that wash dishes more efficiently and quicker than a human. I think even here there's a restaurant that has a robot serving the food,
That's right.
goes to the tables. Who knows? Chefs that can replicate each dish to perfection.
It's already there.
It's already there.
It's already here because there is a company in Japan, I think. They have taken out. It's not a chef. It's a machine, and the waiter can directly or place the order, and the guy is standing inside there and just plating it. You see, it's already there.
So from go back to the question, sorry. So if you have the possibility of doing an investment in, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 of these robots, which allows you to wipe out 50% of your workforce, which is expensive, which gives headaches, uh, because of course they're very able and good
Yeah.
workers, and there are others who are a little bit less and who can be more of a liability. Wouldn't that make financial sense?
Actually, I personally think we will be the last one applying it. I'll tell you why. You see, what I feel about the government is that if they see that you are getting a benefit, they will apply tax on it. Okay. So suppose if a person cost you 1,500 euros in your in the pay slip, 1,450 or 1,350, whatever, you get a robot. He can work 10 hours, 12 hours. Suppose he is equivalent to 1.5%, which is equal to 2,000 euros, for example. So you save 2,000 and take a maintenance of 150 euros a month for that robot. You're saving 1,850. Now the government will come inside. Suppose 1,850 is pure profit. Yeah. So they will say, okay, the company tax 25. And thereafter they will put inside something is being called canon. I personally think that they will put a canon on robot or companies who are using robots. So in the end, maybe the benefit will be maybe 20, 30, 40%, or 20, 30%, but it won't be 100% or 80%. For these 20, 30%, I prefer to have humans. Why? Because they will give this personal touch. They will have the personal contact with the customer. Of course, the day I don't get it, or the day our company, if we don't get any, humans working for us, we will put robots inside if we still are in the game. Because nowadays it's very easy to realize what your life is about. Is not about doing business all the time. So everything depends on how everything, um, in what direction everything goes. But I personally think if government, if they don't get social security tax and all that, they will apply tax in some way. So we think we are smart, but we are not. They will apply tax 100%.
So you think they'll force the businesses into keeping humans?
What happened in Erte? The situation in COVID. The whole Europe was giving what they were giving. What did Spain do? We'll help you, we'll give you. After that, what happens? I don't want to go into details, but what happens? What happened?
A few years ago, or even as soon
You
as
had to pay
early
back.
as last year, you had to pay all the furlough back.
Exactly. What help did we get? Nothing. What do you think? Elon Musk, he sells your robot. Nowadays, you can buy the robot for $16,000, for example. That robot comes here. Okay? And every time you have got problem with the robot, he can reset it and that robot will work again. Now, what happens is that you have to pay a premium of maybe $500 a month, for example. So $500 you pay to him for maintenance. Yes. After that, because the government sees, oh my God, he doesn't have human working. So how can we, squeeze him? How can we take out tax? So new rules and regulations will come. They will say, okay, no problem, 50-50.
But do you think that's all governments will do that?
I think so, 100%. 100%. You know why? Because you see, government, what does it mean? What does the government mean? How does government eat? How does it survive? It survives with our money. For example, it doesn't get free money from God. No, this is not God orientated. This is human orientated world. So what's happening is the government say, oh my God, I'm not getting what I was getting. Now people who don't want to work, people who lose their job, how will they feed them? They have to have money somewhere. So they will charge the company who is using robots. They will charge them Canon, and this money will go as a free salary. Maybe you have heard about, the guaranteed salary. That's what's going to happen. Because you see, if we have got, I'll take an example of the whole world, but I'll take less figures. Suppose there are 1,000 companies, 1,000 businesses, 1,000 big companies. That's what's going to be in the end, only 1,000 or maybe 800. So they will say, okay, we need to squeeze out so much money from them so we can give the free salary to them. Otherwise we have to print it. If we print it, inflation is high, so it's going to, in one system is going to kick out another system. So who is going to take the pressure? History is the proof of it. Business people,
Business owners.
they are going to take the hit. So it
Mm.
doesn't matter if you apply AI or not. Of course we will apply AI in our management. Suppose today, if you take chat gpt, not the free version, the paid version, $20. So they are charging you something to give you something, right? Product, and it's money you are giving. So you are going to have the robots working for you and you are going to take the whole profit. No, government is not going to allow that, because the system with, you know it will go down. That's why they came up with crypto, uncentralized currency, for example. Now government, they don't want that. Why? Because they will lose the whole control.
Mm.
Okay, that is, very deep conversations, but what I'm trying to say is that, of course AI will be applied, but all administration work, uh, planning work, organization work, management work, all that work, AI will definitely be applied. And now it's to modern companies. Maybe my son or my nephew, or my other nephew, if you say, uncle, I want to open a fast food restaurant, but I will have only robots working, go ahead, do it. So he's starting from the new era where he's okay with paying this. But because we are being working in the old era, that we think, oh my God, why should I pay so much when I can pay less? And you see, I personally think a human being is an animal who needs socializing a lot. Maybe the new era people, maybe my son who's only 7 years old now, maybe he might not need it because he's grown up in that environment. But me and you, we are not grown up in that environment. We need to talk to each other. We need to hug each other. We need to eat dinner with each other, drink coffee with each other. So I think our era people, we still have humans working. Maybe 25% will be replaced. Yes.
Mm.
But 75% will be the same, I think.
You've mentioned your children.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the future. So in the near future, do we have any plans for expansion?
You see, the idea is always there. But now we are thinking. We are thinking because you see, we have got maybe very family orientated thinking. We are thinking, will any of our children wants to run this?
So that was my next
Yeah.
question.
Will they be? Will they want to run this? If yes, then we expand. If no, why are we then? You know, we can expand in a different way. We can maybe produce or make money in a different way, rather than doing the same thing. For example, it's not like that. If you don't open two more restaurants, it won't work. It will work. It will work, and it will always work. But your attention, your time, your dedication, your personal life needs to be there. Even if you delegate a lot, you are affected, you are in it. So we are thinking how we can evaluate our existence against expansion. Of course the idea is always there. Of course, if we find a very nice place where we can find a nice property and maybe we can build another restaurant, okay, that's a good thing to do. But the thing is, it's not like we are like looking for it like with binoculars and okay, let's find one. No, if it comes, okay, we'll see what happens. But we have to think people after us.
Would you like?
Huh?
Would you like there to be?
I think I will like it. I personally will like it. That's my opinion. And I think there are a lot of new things to do in the market.
Yeah, because doesn't that give you a sense of purpose, the continuity of this established brand that you've built?
You see, the only thing that make my thinking in different way is that, you see, after a certain age you want to make impact about things rather than making your portfolio bigger. You want to make impact before you go from this world. Of course people do impact through making a lot of money, but good luck to them is good. But for me, of course, I would love it, but I am also thinking how can I make an impact. So it's better to think about how to make an impact rather than thinking about how I can make more money, because making more money might not give you the satisfaction you're looking for, but making an impact might give you. Suppose if we are having this chat today, suppose somebody watching us or somebody listening to us, maybe he needs that guidance that we have been talking about, and that impact is more important than 1,000 euros more in your account. So everything depends, but of course my answer to your question is yes, I would like to.
So, a young entrepreneur, 20, 25-year old, who has the desire to enter in this industry, to open their own restaurant, what what are sort of the biggest challenges that you would inform him or her that they're going to confront?
I will tell you what recommendation I will give them. First of all, don't give up, don't give up, don't give up. Never give up. Second thing is, don't see what your competitor is doing. Ignore that. Make your own goal, make your own objective, make your own path. Why that? Is like miss and place. When when you eat or when you make food, suppose when you eat, you put fork, you put knife, you put spoon and all that, you make your table, right? And then after you bring the food and you serve yourself. These these two things that I mentioned, these are the things that you have to first plan. Not think of about your competitor, and no, give up. Never give up. If you are denied something, don't give up. If you are failing, no problem. It will go better tomorrow, no problem. And please, if you are making 100 euros a day and somebody else is making 1,000 euros a day, don't look at him. Of course, learn from him, but don't look at him, because that will all only put you in formal situation. After that comes the success. Afterward comes whatever business you are starting. So, of course, you will take a business which you think will sell or which is in demand. Okay, that is for sure. But you have to choose properly. And once you have chosen properly, these two things, don't give up and don't look at your competitor. Of course, you see, in marketing, I was reading Martin Kotler, the marketing guru, and he stated in his book that you have to have information about your competitor. He said having information about him. He doesn't say dreaming about him.
Mm.
So you have to have that mindset that don't look at your competitor and don't give up, and choose a niche or product that is sellable. That is sellable, and that's it. You will succeed. And if somebody wants to start a restaurant business, then they have to understand one thing: it's hard work. It doesn't come easy. It's hard work. If you're not done for hard work, don't start it, because this is not a hobby. Okay, this can be a hobby, but this is not a thing that you start and after 6 months you close and you are happy. No, because it starts to give you the fruits or give you the results after 2 years. It doesn't, and after these 2 years is then you start seeing the result, or after 1 year you start seeing the result, because 90% of the restaurant they close after the 1 year, for example. Why? Because they give up. You see, accumulated customers are gained with time. They are not gained from first week or second week or 1 month or 4 months. Of course, you tried for 2 years, 1.5 year. If it doesn't work, don't cry over it. Okay, it didn't work. No problem. I failed. Ha ha ha. Let's continue. Like that. No feelings. You don't have any feelings. If you take wrong, suppose when I used to buy stocks, or when we were doing speculation in stock market, we had never feelings. Don't have feelings. You have feelings at home with your children or with your wife, but don't have feelings in business.
Also, very difficult task.
Yeah.
Manoj, we have a closing tradition, which you've kind of already done. But if you were to meet yourself at the age of 20 or 21,
Yes.
what suggestion or what would you like to say to yourself in the context of entrepreneurship?
What I would like to say to myself, I would like to say that explore other businesses as well.
So you would have liked to diversify even further.
100%.
Why?
I think, you see, when you're doing a business, when you see that you're getting result, and I think, you see, we have a short life, you know, and why not try something else meanwhile we are alive? And we have done this game before, and why don't we apply the same same type of ideas in another field as well, so we can see what happens. If we fail, no problem, we failed, but we tried. It was fun. Because of course, you open more restaurant, you open more restaurant, you open more, of course you will get successful. But the thing is, nowadays everything is so staff orientated. So I would give this advice to myself, and if, like many years, if I were 21, and I would say that, listen, do this business, play hard, but explore other businesses as well. Don't have your eyes closed.
Is there anything else that you would like to share with young people who watch this, listen to this, who have ideas, who want to build something, but are lacking that push, that drive? Is there any message you would like to leave to them?
Definitely, because I would say that, you see, your goal is round the corner. Don't give up before. It's just round the corner. If you think the end is reached, it means the beginning is about to happen. So don't give up. If you give up, it means you just lost the whole work that you've been doing. You just lost it. Don't give up. Try in different way, but don't give up. If you can't find a way, find a mentor. If you can't find a mentor, read books. If you can't read the books, see YouTube, listen to podcasts, do anything, but don't give up. And if you're giving up, go to your competitor. Tell him, what are you doing better than me? And I assure you, he will definitely give you some information. And then I assure you that he will help you. He will tell you, okay, no problem. He is dying. What do I lose of giving him some information? Otherwise, go to other people who are in the same field. Ask them. If not in this country, take the flight, go to another country, go to the restaurant owner who has got maybe 10 restaurants or maybe 10 offices or maybe 10 shops. Go to them, say, listen, I'm about to die. I don't know what to do. Can you help me? Send them email, call them, but never give up. Don't give up. And if you see that he is not helping, that is not, then you know that you tried. So before giving up, think 10 times. And these 10 times of thinking should be 10 different options that you have already tried. And once you have tried these 10 options, then it's time to give up. And I assure you that after the second or third option, you will have idea how to continue. Definitely. And of course, if a place is not working, suppose if we open a restaurant, if it is not working, we close it. It's not like we don't know. It's like it's not worth the hassle. Like with the sixth restaurant, we gave it away to someone else. Why did we do that? It's not like that we weren't making any money from it. Wasn't worth the time we were dedicating there. It's too much competition. It doesn't mean that other guy has won. Good luck to him, god bless him, no problem. But we don't want to continue there. So you have to have this cold thinking that, okay, it's not working out, let him make money. Better he makes the money and find something else. So instead of making a couple of thousand here, you make more thousand somewhere else.
Right.
So that's what I would say.
I've known you for many years, Manoj.
Yes.
You always have some good advice to give. That's why I was looking very much forward to this conversation. And if it was up to me, we would continue a
Yeah,
couple
yeah.
of more hours. But you do have some responsibilities. So, very, I think you have, even the way that you express yourself is very, well, firstly, easy for someone to grasp. And the emotion with which you do it, I think it just has more impact in your words. So I'm sure there's someone out there who you've helped, and this podcast was made for that. So I
No,
just
no. Thank
wanna
you. Thank you very
thank you.
much. And thank you for the respect. I really hope that somebody understands what we try to say here. And I really hope that people see your effort as well, what you are trying to do, because what you are trying to do is not an easy task. And I think people should acknowledge that and try to understand that this is only the beginning.
Thank you, Manoj.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Thank you.